Am I wrong for telling my mom she chose her husband and stepkids over me and I won't let her come back from that? I, 21 male, need to provide some background to give everyone a full idea of where I'm coming from. My dad was abusive. He was abusive to mom mostly, but I didn't escape his anger and violence issues either. Specifically when it became clear that while I was well built and tall always, that I was a big softie and wasn't a fighter. He hated that. He wanted a kid who'd knock out other kids' teeth. That was never me. My mom could never leave him though. It took him dying when I was 10, after a massive heart attack, to end his lifetime of terror over us. Mom and I went to therapy separately and together after Dad died. I confessed that I wished she'd left sooner and hated feeling unsafe. I told her I needed her more than I needed anyone else. She told me she would never put anyone else in front of me again and she'd make sure we had a good life. That only lasted until I was 15. Then she met her husband Rick, who was a single dad of 3, aged 14, 11 and 9, at the time. Rick's oldest daughter, 14 at the time, had massive behavioral issues. She was in and out of psych holds and cops were regulars when she was around. Mom went in with her eyes wide open and decided we all needed to be a family. I spoke out against it and Mom told me Rick needed her and so did the kids. I told her I would not stay with her if they all moved in together. I told her I would not live with another abusive person. She told me this was different. The girl was a kid and younger than me and just needed help. Mom called the cops on me when I left without permission and the cops tried to bring me back. I was 16 by that point. It escalated and they let me stay. Mom tried to push kidnapping charges on my grandparents for keeping me from her and tried to get the courts involved. But I had seen some stuff from Rick's oldest. The day I left they were at the house and Rick's oldest daughter had tried to attack me. So to make it all stop I called CPS about the incident and Mom's attempts to get me back were over. She still tried but CPS stated I should be where I was safe. Rick's younger kids were removed for a few weeks before being placed back with Rick and my mom who had moved in together at that point. Mom tried to maintain contact with me and tried to make me give it a chance but I wanted no part of that. She asked me to spend some time with the younger kids so they could have an older sibling to turn to but I refused to step up. She showed up at my grandparents a few times but they sent her away and I muted her number at that point. Her and Rick are still together and now married. I was invited to their wedding but didn't go and I never reached out. But she's made multiple attempts in the last 2 months and I ignored most of them. It was only when she told me I had a family I was ignoring in her, who loved and missed me and never wanted anything to come between us. She said she was sorry, she was so sorry and all that stuff. I told her she chose Rick and his kids over me and I won't let her come back from that. I said she made me live with abuse once and she tried to do it again. I told her I didn't care if she wanted to help Rick and protect his younger kids. It wasn't my job to care. It was her job to protect me and she failed for a second time. After that Rick reached out to me and he told me I didn't need to be so hard on my mom. That his oldest had problems but it didn't mean him and the kids were undeserving of love and support and he said I had failed at being as good a person as my mom. I blocked him because he's just a random dude who has no business telling me shit like that. My mom tried to get in touch again and apologized again but I ignored it. The fact she's still apologizing is the only reason I'm here to ask this. But AITA?